Que lo que, Minnesota? Man, it's been a long time since we had opportunity to say that. Happy New Year to everybody, and welcome back to Puro Deportes, brought to you by Vida y Deportes. I'm your guy. If you remember, Senor Jeffrey Bissoy
Yes, sir.
joined, joined by the one, you know what I'm saying? The one who be going crazy. He had a show in the city. It was live. The one, the only, Don Erick Garcia.
Damn, bro. You added the dawn? That's crazy.
Hey, out of the dawn, bro. It's 2026 now.
You're
Nah,
a
man.
you're aging me, dog. That's crazy. No,
Yo, what's
it was a good New Year's, bro. How was your New Year's? How was your holiday?
man? Happy New Year's, B. Happy New Year's. Nah, New Year's was good. You know, got a family from all over the DR, France, all in the city. So it's been very active. A lot of conversations, a lot of speaking Spanish, a lot of speaking French. I have a headache, so it's going to be speaking English right now because I've just been translating my butt off the entire time.
You've been like
No, honestly, it gets to a point like you just feel like steam coming out your head, just like, whoo, where my ice pack
going.
at?
That's crazy.
How about you, Bob?
It was cool, man. A lot of English. A lot of English and some Spanish. Saw the family, so it was all Spanish, and then kicked it with my artist that was here. So that was all English. So Um, he's from LA, so like I was telling you earlier, he's from LA, so he's not used to this type of cold. It was really cold. It's like 12 degrees New Year's Eve, so he was no jacket. He had a little furry jacket that his girlfriend gave him. But it was yeah, it was fun. It was a fun time.
But so you mentioned to me that you had a show with your artist. That's why he was in town. How'd the show go? Was a New Year's show?
Yeah,
Like,
bro,
how'd it go?
he went crazy. I didn't play, like it was just more like me doing the manager role. But he had a good time. He killed it. It was a fun time. It was sold out. It was him and two other big artists. But yeah, it was fun. It was vibes.
Hey, what are their names though? You always be like my artist, my artist. What are their names? Like, what if folks want to stream them, bro?
He goes by TRO. That's TIARO. So if you
TRO.
like good club music, bro, that's the way to go.
Can I jam to it?
Oh yeah,
I
absolutely,
can go
bro.
brazen to it.
You feel me? You don't see me, but I'm dancing. Hit a little pop lock.
Nah, for sure. But definitely check them out. Obviously it's New Year. We did not have a chance to check in before the end of 2025. So before we talk about New Year resolutions and whatnot, we should probably talk about our favorite sports moment of
Mm,
2025. Like what was your favorite sports moment of the last year?
I think not including myself because I'm gonna do one also including myself. I think you also have one too. We have a fun one together. I would say Ant Edwards shutting down OKC. Not shutting down
I,
OKC.
I, was, I was about to say they won the championship, so we really didn't shut nothing down
We
to
didn't
keep
shut
it
none
set.
down. But for me, it's him hitting those daggers, those finally being a clutch player. Um, there's countless of those now, thank God. But those are great moments for me. It's just, we're down by four, down by two, and he does what he's supposed to do, which is the you feel me? And then hits it. So I think for me that's always nice to see him evolve. And then the other one is obviously the Loons game that we were at. To me that's something that I hold
PK
very
the
close.
PK thriller.
Yeah, man. First time like really being in a playoff thing with the MLS. And that was cool. Shout out Vida and Deportes for hooking that up too. But that was fun. That was a fun one.
And shout out Dane St. Clair. I know that it's a new calendar year. Shout out my boy, shout out my boy Drake. Shout out my boy Drake. You know what I'm saying? He in the sticks. Now I mean we're not in the six, but he in the sticks. But shout out Drake Callendar, he's our new goalkeeper. But shout out Dane St. Clair, man. Best of luck
That's
at
so
Inter Miami.
yeah.
Hope everything goes well for you, brother. But thank you for the PK thriller that honestly is probably going to go down as a top 10 Minnesota sports game
It's up
of all
there with
time.
it's up there with the Minneapolis Miracle.
Oh, for
Like
sure.
it's up there. It's an iconic moment in Minnesota sports, and so shout out to him for giving us that. That was cool.
Absolutely, man.
Now, one thing I
Absolutely.
am looking forward to, since we're staying on this MLS topic, is I'm looking for this new schedule change because hey, what did you say? What was that? I'm gonna be quoting it all the time, bro. What is it? Win a game in a or what is it? What did you say? You said win a game in a cold day in Minnesota, or what's a cold day in
Yo,
Minnesota?
can you do it in a cold day in Minnesota? Yes, sir.
Exactly, bro.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
that's what I'm saying, bro.
Nah, that's a tagline for sure. That's a tagline for sure.
That'll be. I feel like the only person that would be kind of scary for that would be St. Clair. Like he probably could.
You know, yeah.
He
and,
probably could.
and probably Thomas Mueller with the Vancouver Whitecaps.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it gets cold up in Canada, man.
Hmm.
My favorite sports moment of last year, I got two, especially right now because things are kind of depressing. We'll talk about it later.
Hmm.
But Club world champions. You know what I'm saying? And
Oh, that's right. That did happen last
and
year.
conference league champions. You know what I'm saying? People want to talk about the alphabets that we were beating, but had we lost, they'd be roasting us anyway. So we got the dub and we got the club world champions. As a Chelsea fan, that's big time. Things are kind of
Mickey,
grim right
mhm.
now, but that's big time. Sean Maresca, I'm gonna talk about you later. Um, but my
Mickey Mouse trophy, bro.
a trophy. I don't care. I'll be looking at it, smiling, shining it, polishing it. Now, I mean, I don't care.
Oh, crying.
But my personal favorite sports memory, shout out to Vida and Deportes. We've had a lot of amazing, sponsorships, partnership opportunities here locally. So I think one of the biggest sports moment, obviously, was covering the Loons for me. I never covered the Loons. Being able to be in the locker room, meet Dane, meet Joseph Rosales, and some of the other players in the locker room was really great. Big shout out as well to TC Soul and all the work that we've done with them since the summertime and their all-star
Mhm.
game. That was a whole lot of fun. So it was a great year of sports. Honestly, I can't even be mad. It was a great year of sports and a great time for Minnesota sports. I don't care what nobody says. The Twin Cities is still one of the best sports cities in the world. We just need a male championship to confirm what we already know. So,
True.
I want to talk about some new trends. It's 2026, so there are some new trends coming down. So there's an Economist study, bro, that just came out that said that soccer, after an increase in popularity, 10% of Americans now say that soccer is their favorite sport, which now means that after football and basketball, which are the top two sports in the country, soccer has finally dislodged baseball to become the third most popular sport in the US of A, fam. Like, bro, what does it mean for soccer to be right there and beating past baseball? Some people may look at that and like, maybe laugh at it, like, what does that even mean? Baseball's still really popular, but like, what does that mean to you, man?
People got tired of the Dodger takeover, bro.
But I love Otani. Don't do that to me.
Oh yeah, Otani's dope. He's cool. I still to this day think he's fluent in English. He just is fooling everybody. That's my theory. But um I think it's cool. I think it's great. I think again as you and I like we come from a footy culture and seeing that it wasn't as popular then when we were in high school than it is now, it's awesome because then that means that there are other children that are getting exposed to it that want to do it, that, there are more programs and hopefully it leads to, more accessibility to some of these programs. Because I think there's a lot of good talent here. I think there's a lot of great talent homegrown. Um, that if some of these programs were free, it could be beneficial for even the men's national team here, or some of the clubs here, to continue to push the sport and continue to grow it as far as like this market. But I think it's great. I like it.
I think it's really dope because we mentioned this early in the podcast. If you're new to the podcast, me and Eric, we've known each other since high school. I was playing midfielder and striker. He was a goalkeeper, played some defense too. And I remember like most of our team, besides the white Americans on our team, were Latinos and immigrants, right?
Mhm.
And I remember, I don't know if you were on the team then, but I think it was senior year. Daryl, shout out my guy Daryl. He was trying to play a new sport to get in shape for basketball season. And like we went to a very small school. So like we didn't have football, we didn't have track and field, we didn't have baseball. So like you played soccer if you want a fall sport, we didn't have cross country. We didn't even have cross country. So he was like,
Mm.
you know what? Let me play soccer so I can get in shape for basketball
Get
season.
your cardio up, yeah.
So we had a basketball player who had never touched a soccer ball in his life join us to play soccer senior year. And he had been dogging me, because my boy. He had been dogging me since freshman year, talking about, so, yo, why you playing that wuss sport, bro? Like, soccer sucks, bro. So he finally joins the team. He becomes our starting right back. he becomes our starting right back. He has zero touch, but because he's in crazy shape and is super aggressive, he was actually a pretty decent right back. Like, he's the type of dude that if I could go back and plan his life for him, I would have put a basketball at his feet, because he's like 5'2". Sorry, Daryl. You're like 5'2". He's gonna say he's 5'6", but you're like 5'2".
Legally.
Legally. I would have put a soccer ball at his feet, because as the season grew, his understanding of the sport was there. But it's just so hard to make up for lost time with the comfortability with playing with something at your feet if you have not been training your feet for that. And I
Mm.
think to go from that experience, which, it's not only unique to our school. Yeah, it was a small school, but I know a lot of y'all went to schools where y'all had some ridiculous things going on. Not everybody went to a powerhouse, all right? To a world where now you have a sport like soccer being the third most popular sport in the country. I think it signals a lot of different things. It means the MLS investment and bringing over international players is working.
Hmm.
I think it means that all these academies that have sprouted over the last 5-6 years is working. And obviously, it also means that our immigrant population has had and is having a significant influence into the fold of what it means to be American and what it means to be an American sports fan, right? Like,
Yeah.
all the Latino communities that we have from all over the global South, and African immigrants, even Asian immigrants that love the sport of soccer, that are pioneering and growing the sport here. I think is really, really exciting. Like, we fast forward this 10 years from now. I'm not saying soccer's beating basketball in the US, but why can't it?
Hmm.
Why can't it? Honestly, it's definitely really exciting.
Yeah. I think again for me it's I think of those kids. I think of the kids. I think it's more, not that it's never been accessible, but it's more accessible, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, but it is. I mean, the worst part about it, what killed me about all those soccer statistics is that I remember reading that from the ages of like 4 or 5 years old to like 12 years old, soccer is the most played sport in the country.
Yeah.
But then you have such a massive drop off of kids wanting to play those sports from 12 to 18. And I think when I look at that, I'm just like, yo, you already had a soccer infrastructure,
Mhm.
but
Why not keep going?
why not keep going? You know what I'm saying? And
And
I,
I think it boils down to like again like stardom, you know? Like yeah, when I'm a kid I know no better, so they put me here and I'm kicking the ball and woohoo, I'm doing the thing. And then once I'm starting to form a consciousness and things that I like, you know, and I see Allen Iverson doing some cool stuff, you know, like him crossing people over, doing cool things with the basketball, looking cool like he does, you know, like why can't I be that? You know, I think, or you look at someone like Randy Moss, you know, looking cool, doing the thing, you know, plays for the Vikings. Why can't I do that? So it's like, you know, now it's getting to the point where it's like, yo, like Messi's doing all these cool tricks, has all these accolades. Like, why can't I do that? You know, David Beckham, even when he was here, like it. So you're starting to kind of get more of that now. Now stardom, where it's like once these kids kind of form things that they like and influences that they see these soccer influences and they're like, yo, why can't I do that? That's what I want to be. You know, I think that's great.
I think it's dope, and I'm excited to see it grow. And
The future
obviously,
is the future is in good hands.
the future is now, old man. But yeah, and the World Cup's coming here in the summertime, inshallah.
Exactly.
Inshallah, it's
Yeah,
coming here in
right.
the
Yeah.
summertime. Other trends happening non-sports related. We want to take some time to sometimes talk things that aren't sports, even though this is mainly a sports podcast. But some musical trends that I want to bring to you to get some of your
Mhm.
opinion. So the last year we've seen rap on a steady decline, right? There was months on the Billboard where rap songs did not dominate the Billboard as they had in the last 25 years. And in the presence, we've seen a massive growth in K-pop, Afro beats,
Mhm.
fusions. So I'm curious for you, like, how do you see the music landscape and kind of like the changing of what listeners want to listen to, like especially as a DJ, someone who manages
Yeah.
talent. Talk to me about how you see the changing landscape of the music industry right
I kind of see it going into this like
now.
almost like a foreshadow of what 2016 was, you know? Um, as far as like the dance music side, I think that that's gonna have a big year this year. I think it's gotten so mainstream without being mainstream
Mm,
with like platforms like Reels and TikTok, where I think is gonna have a massive year, especially when it comes to these bigger festivals. I think we're gonna see a lot more of that and a lot more of like indie music. I think people just yearn for new things. Um, I don't think it's going to be the rap music's lowest year. I do think that there's a lot of anticipated projects that are set to happen this year. Um, but I also kind of like the idea of certain sounds in rap music kind of being treated as underground. Like
mm.
me specifically, I'm a huge West Side Gun fan. And like he had one of the most generational runs last year. And if you're in that if you're in that pocket, like that we're eating good.
Oh yeah,
A lot of those guys like Benny the Butcher, like a lot of those Griselda guys, they consistently drop and it's always been quality and I kind of like that, like this sound or a specific sound kind of being more underground, more like if versus
right.
like the Travis Scotts, the Don Tollivers of the world, But I think I don't know. I think as far as like when it comes to like rap music, I think it might take a little bit of a backseat. I don't think it's gonna fully be backseat, but just middle seat maybe.
Yeah.
I think R&B might be huge this year. I think it might have one of its biggest years, just because of again people yearning for something different. I feel like people are kind of there's two different types of people. There's people that want more electronic sounds, and
Hmm.
there's people that want more instruments. And I
Yeah.
think R&B is a great avenue. You look at Leon Thomas. Leon Thomas has been going on a crazy
Yo,
run,
yo,
and
Leon's gone crazy.
some of his newer stuff is again kind of poking at that nostalgic sound where it's like again there's a lot more guitar riffs, a little bit more live drums. So I think that R&B sound is going to continue to kind of you know grow. I think the K-pop thing is always going to be there. I think that's just like a worldwide thing. It's the same thing with like Latin music. Latin music's not going to go anywhere, but Latin music will always evolve. This last month, I really got into Latin Mafia. It's these three brothers from Mexico, and
Mm.
they do like kind of indie, kind of not music. It's kind of hard to describe. It's very ambient, but they have beautiful voices. But they also rap too. So
Mm.
I think that's great for Latin music because again, you know it's not corridos, it's not reggaeton, it's not like it's something a little bit different. So
It's not banda.
I like seeing that evolution. And with artists like Fred again too, you kind of get that cross collaboration with a lot of these different acts. But I think this year is going to be a great year for music, regardless. I think it's probably going to be one of its biggest years. I think it might be one of its more profitable years since COVID. Um, I'm very excited to see how that goes and how that plays out.
No, no, I love when you talked about the dance stuff. Like people know I was a music reporter for a very long time.
Mhm.
I covered hip hop and R&B, but I covered all genres to keep it a stack. And right now I'm on the board of the Cedar Cultural Center. Come check us out. Um, I love music, but I'm not gonna lie. Like, this is how I know I'm in my unk era. Um, I've just been gravitating towards music that makes me feel good. You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? Like, I think when I was younger, I was never an overly aggressive dude by any means, but I loved listening to like, you know what I'm saying? And now I'm in a place in my life where I only like listening to that when I'm at the gym. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
only
yeah.
like listening to that when I'm hooping. You know what I'm saying? When I'm
Or
driving
on the way to go
or
hoop.
on the way to go hoop. You know what I'm saying? Like just to get locked in, right?
Yeah.
But when I'm not doing those things, when I'm just cruising around the city, when I'm at the house lounging, when I got friends over, like
Mhm.
I want to play songs that will make you feel good, make you feel positive in nature. I want to play something that'll make you dance. I love to dance. Eric knows this. I probably dance before every one of our
100%.
recordings.
100%.
Um, and I think for rap specifically, I think that it'll be really interesting to see who are the artists that can bring back sort of that dancing feel like you had in the early 2000s,
Mm.
that made you just want to get off your seat and just bust a move. Like I think Tyler
Yeah.
tried to give us that with his last project, which I loved a lot.
And I loved it.
It was a
It was
great
great.
project. Obviously, Beyonce went into that lane 2 projects ago.
Hmm.
Drake tried to go into that lane. Honestly, never mind. Not many people didn't like it. I did mess with honestly, never mind.
I
It was a
liked it.
cheap version of dance music, but I still appreciated it for
Yeah.
what it was, right? And I think that lane can still be expanded more.
Mm.
But to your point, I think the underground scene has made a massive comeback in rap, and that's why it hasn't been going mainstream. And I love when real rap is on the scene.
I like
Um,
that.
but to your point about like, I'm curious to see what are you thinking about right now. I think we're kind of like in an era of retro in the sense where like when I go on Instagram, I see a lot more boy bands coming up and people experimenting with drums and the keys and the guitars,
Mm.
which I love because I think the world would be a better place if white boys were back to doing their garage band stuff. But that's just
And say that
me.
again. Say that again. You
I
feel me?
think the world would be a better place if white boys were back at their mama and daddy garage making dope music again. You know what I'm saying? I think the world kind of needs it, right?
Yeah.
Um, hey there, Delilah. What's it like in New York City? Bring it back, bro. Bring it back,
White
all the
boys,
way back.
white boys aren't yearning anymore, and that's the problem.
Nah, I mean, bring back the feels. We all need to be fiending again. You
That's
know what I'm
it.
saying? Like the men, white boys and black men. We not yearning no more. We used to have
Listen,
dudes out here
it's
in
it's okay.
full
It's
leather
okay.
and mesh in rain
Can we talk for a minute?
for a minute. Come on,
Can...
man.
What is it? Girl, I want to know your
Your
name.
name. Come
Like,
on,
come on, bro.
man.
We're not yearning, bro. What's another good one? Fucking.
7 o'clock on the dot. I'm at my drop top. She was in the
Mm.
streets. Come on, man. Like, even if you wanted to go more poppy and go with Akon, nobody wanna see us together, but it don't matter, no, cause I
Without
got you. But come
you,
on, man.
babe.
Like, we are
We're
missing that.
not, listen, we're not standing in the rain yearning anymore.
And yeah, we gonna fight. Believe we gonna fight.
I was trying to think of that, I don't know, it's not Boys to Men, it's, who sings that, Can't Stand the Rain?
I can't stand the rain. Do
No,
do.
no, no,
Not
no,
that one.
no, it's the boy band, the boy group.
Ooh.
I can't even think how it goes.
They're gonna take my black card for this one, but I'm African. I mean, there's
That's
there's
fair.
some things I don't know. There's some
Listen,
things
I'm
I don't
Mexican.
know.
I'm Mexican. It's okay. If anything, I'm more cultured than most Mexicans, so
but
I get the pass.
but all that to be said, I feel like the young American men, black, white, Latino, Asian, the whole gamut, our indigenous friends, all of us, we just got to yearn again.
We
Feel
gotta yearn
some.
again, bro.
Stop this numbing music. I think this is a year for us to feel. So either feel to make us dance or feel to make us, you know what I'm saying, awaken something. Nah,
Listen, no
man.
more calling women B words. You feel
Nah,
me? We calling
man.
them shorties.
We call them shorties. You
Call
know
them
what I'm
shorties.
saying?
You feel me?
I don't
Take a
want to hear.
pic.
I don't want to hear
Take
no
it.
fine shit, bro. I don't want to hear that. What is that, bro?
No, no. You call them
No.
shorty. You feel me?
I mean,
Excuse me,
my
miss. I saw you from across the room.
come
You feel
on,
me?
bro.
Like, come on, bro.
Little head
But
bob, bro.
the thing with me, and we can end it on this. The thing with me is although I'm liking the that some of these young kids are discovering, old Neptunes, old Pharrell type of sound, like
Mm.
that type of, 2000s. Um, is I kind of want to see it evolve. I don't want to be the same rinse and repeat, and repackaged as a new group or new artist. Like, yes, like you are feeding nostalgia, but this is the manager in me. Like it's good to grab attention, but it's not good to keep attention, It's once people are over it, then there's no longevity. So I think I would love to see some of these new artists who are picking up instruments, who are taking from those 2000s kind of playbooks and make it your own. That's it. That's all I want. Either way, I'm jamming. But
I mean, and I also would add to that, man. If you're going to be remixing the 2000s, not only make it original, but I also think don't cheapen it.
mhm.
I feel like you've seen a lot of artists over the last year or two going back into their 2000s bag,
Yep.
and they just cheapen the music. Like it's not enough to just go into your studio and tell your producer and engineer, throw some electric sounds onto this to make it modern. Like that does nothing to me. In fact, I feel like you're disrespecting the genre. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like actually add something new, substantive. You know
Again,
what I'm saying?
Leon Thomas is great. He's a great example. Um, what's that dude's name? Um, Brent Fayez.
Brent's my guy, my toxic king. That's my guy.
He's
He's
dope.
special. He's
He's
special,
special.
bro.
He's dope. And like when he linked up with Chad Hugo and the Neptunes, and I've been all over the world. Like yo, like it's I'd miss that sound, but again, he brings something fresh to it where
He
it's like it
does.
it it becomes its own longevity versus it's not like a Justin Timberlake justified, ripoff. But I
Absolutely.
mean, again, like I'm gonna end it on this. Like it's gonna be a great year for music. I think it's gonna be dope. I think it's gonna be the most profitable music will be this year since COVID.
Hey man, I'm excited to see it grow, and maybe something we gotta keep track of. I feel like every week you gotta come up with an artist people gotta check out and why.
Absolutely, yeah, yeah. I mean, listen, I think if we do that or even start doing sleeper picks, I think that'd be cool. I think it'd be nice.
Hey man, you already got me wanting to check out Latin Mafia, so I'm pretty excited.
Oh, they're dope. I'll send you a whole playlist. They're really cool.
Yeah, for sure. We haven't had a chance to talk since before Christmas. There's been a lot of big news, a lot of big news breaking over the last week, but we're going to focus on the more modern stuff. And then we're going to talk about New Year resolutions because we got to start the year out with the right intentions, right? But let's start first with EPL check in, and AFCON's obviously going right now, and that stuff been juicy. So I'm going to give y'all a little update. But let's start with the EPL check in.
Ask me
Top.
how I'm doing.
How you doing, bro?
Ask me how I'm doing.
How you feeling for real, bro? This man look like he going night like Steph Curry. This man over here. This man over here posing. That's a. Oh my god! You don't even got a trophy yet. You don't got a trophy yet.
We're
What are you doing?
Listen. I'm good. I'm feeling great. Top of the table in the EPL. Top of the table in Champions League.
You're
We're
welcome,
doing
by the
great.
way. You're welcome, by the way. Chelsea tied City. So that lead got back up to 6 because they were 2 points behind.
I mean, hey,
It was looking kind of tough. I was worried about you.
listen,
You know.
listen.
Uh huh.
We would have been fine.
Uh huh.
We're good. Arteta's doing his thing.
Mm.
Trusted the process. That's it.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how confident are you the Arsenal win this year, Mel?
We have to. How confident? I'm like 80% confident.
Too. I respect that. I actually respect that. Now, I mean, that means that you accept that there is a probability for failure. And, that's all I want from my Arsenal fans. Accept that there is a probability for failure. Now, I mean, very rational. Very, very rational. I respect it.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. 80%. We need to win, but we're about 80% though.
Yeah.
Been loving the resurgence of Gabriel Jesus. That's
Yeah.
been that's been great.
Big
Bro's
Gabby.
balling out.
Big Gabby.
Big Gabby, man.
Not the little one. He looks good too.
He looks great. He looks
He's
great.
he's he's better than Victor, I'll tell you that.
Oh, 1000%. 1000%. I again like it, the way he's playing, bro, we selling Victor this summer.
Hey,
We might sell him this window.
hey, yo.
Big Gabby.
Yeah,
How's
but
your how's your check-in?
I feel
What
like
happened to what
I feel like
happened
I'm in a therapy
to
session.
what happened to objects are closer than what they seem? Is that what you said?
Apparently, I was referring to a sacking, or rather a resignation,
Not gonna
letter.
lie, I didn't see that coming.
I did. I did. I
Uh,
didn't expect it to happen when it did, but I did. So obviously we're referring to Chelsea. For those of you who don't know, I'm a big Chelsea fan. If you forgot, I'm a Chelsea fan. Um, I've just worked closer than they appeared 4 weeks ago when we were second and only 3 points behind the league leaders. And now we're in fifth, and our manager Enzo Maresca has quit on the team. Now, in fairness to Maresca, and this is the big Chelsea issue right now, Egbali, our owner, is doing not one much, not too much, not three much. He's just doing way too much, bro. He's too involved. He wants to be manager and is making everybody uncomfortable at the club. Enzo Maresca was an incredible manager. He won you 2 trophies last year. He's given the team a certain level of identity. And I think a lot of things have started to make sense about why Chelsea has looked weird in certain weeks, where like some weeks like they look like a world beater, and then right afterwards they look like they just have never played soccer before. And it's because we have an owner that wants to call the shots of who gets to play and who doesn't get to play, and we need to be focused on XYZ player. So Enzo finally said, you know what, I'm tired of this. If I can't manage and you're just going to be all up in my grill, I'm out. He quit. He wasn't
it,
sacked. He quit and he left 14 million pounds on the table on the way out. That's how I know that he rage quit for real. He really rage quit
he
for real.
threw
He
he
said,
threw the controller
nobody leaves 14 million on the table. What?
for your sanity. I don't know, bro. But
14 million on the
it kind of
table?
gives, but it kind of gives flashes of what like Nottingham was going through with their owner, the Greek owner. Was it
Yeah.
Nottingham?
Yeah,
Right?
it was not
Yeah,
him. It was not him with the Greek owner.
yeah. He was bumping heads with what's
With
his name?
Nuno.
Yeah.
Well, no, that's exactly what's been going on with Egbali, and people have been talking about Todd Boyley, who's our minority owner. He's the bigger face of the team, but
Mm.
they don't understand Todd, and I got to break it down for all you folks right now who don't understand our ownership breakdown. Egbali owns 65% of the club. Todd Boyley owns around 15%, and there's a bunch of other minority owners. If Todd Boyley actually was the majority owner, Chelsea would be top of the league, and we'd be looking at the next city, no question about it. Why? Because you have to look at roadmap and the receipts. Todd Boyley is the owner of who? The team we talked about that we're tired of, the Los Angeles Dodgers. What are the Dodgers known for besides spending a bunch of money? Being the elite performing team in Major League Baseball. They are the gold standard. Everyone wants to be the Dodgers. So when you have an owner that knows what excellence look like, if he actually had his say on how to build this team, because he's been butting heads with Egbali starting back to like the top of last year. They do not see eye to eye. So unfortunately, we're in a tough place right now. Maresca quit on Chelsea. We had to go get our backup manager in training from Strasbourg. Liam Rossinier has just signed a 6-year contract at Chelsea. I don't know why any coach has signed a 6-year contract at Chelsea. There's apparently a break and a pause in his contract. All I can hear from that is after 3 years, if I want to quit, rage quit like Enzo, I could do so peacefully and not leave 14 million on the
I know
table.
there's a bonus in there somewhere
It better
for those
be.
3 years.
But there's beef with that too, bro. Like part of the
Mhm.
beef was that Strasbourg's owner, not owner, but like the president was like, if we lose Liam right now, because Strasbourg's a really good team in France, I think they're top 4 in Ligue 1.
Um,
But if we lose him, I'm quitting. Like I'm not trying to get a new manager right now.
no
So obviously that set a lot of internal
turmoil.
beef
Yeah.
and turmoil for the Blue Co, which is our big project, kind of like how the Red Bulls are the big soccer project with City and New York Red Bulls and all that stuff. So yeah, that's life with Chelsea, man. How am I doing, bro? I'm maintaining. Okay, this was supposed to be the step one of la remontada. Know what I mean? But I think we're back on level one. I ain't gonna lie to you. Rosenier is a really good coach. I'm excited to see if we can bring in these Strasbourg players to Chelsea who are Chelsea players, but they have some good players I'm interested in. But
There's
it's,
a
it's just
lot
it's
of
just annoying. It's just
You guys
annoying,
have to
bro.
go through a lot of offloading.
It's just annoying, bro. It's just
It
annoying.
is. It's
It's
once
just
again, you're once again starting into the rebuilding again.
Which is
You
like,
know,
how are you rebuilding when half your team is 21? That's not a rebuild. It's a lack of strategy and purpose. But I ain't gonna get into it. Maybe Liam can right the ship, and I'll be here 2 weeks from now talk about say, hey, Eric, do not forget the objects in the mirror are closer than they appear. But for right now, I'm just taking things in stride, man. Not too high, not too low. This is Chelsea, baby.
go Blues.
Go Blues. Honestly, that's a tagline. That's a tagline for the Blues. This is Chelsea, baby.
This is
Go
Chelsea,
Blues.
baby.
This is
Dot
Chelsea,
dot dot.
baby. Dot, dot, dot. Go
Go Blues.
Blues. But, I'm not trying to talk about the Blues no more, man.
Mhm.
Speaking of managers
You
being
gotta go
out,
from blue to red.
put the red on, red pill. Enzo quit on Chelsea. That's what happened. He was not sacked. He quit. But after years of Amarim out, few days after New Year's, nobody was expecting nothing. Everybody woke up to an alert talking some Ruben Amorim out at Manchester United. They said that this was the final straw. Not going 30 plus games and not winning a single game, not the inability to win more than 4 games in a row.
Not the sitting down with the tactic board.
Not him basically crying in the rain, not him turning his back on his team and not facing them, not him benching Kobe Mainu for a whole entire year, not him playing Bruno Fernandes as a 6 when he's a 10. But they said his inability to win games as a late is what finally broke the back. And
I think it's funny
it's
that
crazy.
as of late, this is what
Rough.
they said.
They have one win in their last 5 games.
They've been struggling.
So I'm gonna read you their last records. They tied with Leeds, who Leeds have kind of been having a strange little bounce back in the last few weeks. I really thought they were
Yeah, they
good to
beat
be
Chelsea.
relegated. Drink.
Oh, my bad, my bad, my bad.
Hey, we were
Continue,
past
continue.
we were past the Blues, man. We were past the Blues.
Oh yeah, yeah, my bad, my bad.
But
Topic
yes,
change.
Leeds have been playing better lately. But they tied with Leeds. They tied with Wolves. Wolves also been playing better lately, but they still tied with Wolves. They did beat Newcastle, but they lost to Aston Villa. Tied 4-4 with Bournemouth. And just objectively just looked poor over the last month. And so Ruben's out, bro. Like, what do you make of this for United? Good? Is this a good thing? Is this a bad thing? Same old, same old.
I saw that this is the 10th manager in the span of 12 years since Fergie.
I thought it was a 10th one in 6 years, maybe.
No, it's, I'm pretty. That's what I saw is that it was the 10th managers in the 12 year. I think it's 12 years, right?
I forget when he dropped. I can look that up real quick.
Here, let me fact check. I got you. Hold on. Let's see. He retired in 2023. So that is
2013.
12 years.
He retired in 2013. But
2013.
yes.
Yep. Sorry.
Yeah.
So yeah, 12 years. 10 managers in 12 years.
Mm, that's crazy.
And in that mix, Jose Mourinho's in there.
Who actually was a pretty good manager objectively. When we look back, how he ended was terrible and the players hated him. But him and Ole were top 3. They finished top 3.
And it was pretty stacked. You had a young Pogba, you had a Zlatan that was in there that was surprisingly doing good. You had a Cavani that was in there that was doing pretty good.
The legend Juan Mata.
Hey, you feel me? El Matador.
El Matador. No, that's a pretty good.
Like, oh, go ahead.
No, you go ahead, brother.
I was gonna ask like what does it take? Like who? I feel like who's out there? Xavi?
No, I wouldn't go Xavi. I think the mistake that people make, just as I was alluding to with Chelsea,
Mm-hmm.
the mistake that people make is thinking that managers can just magically fix organizations that are broken at the top. And yes, a really good manager can come in and just make this shit work, but it requires the right investment. Look at Liverpool, right? Liverpool, when they got Klopp, invested, they forget about this because Liverpool loves to think that they're this ethical, magical club that never spends money. I'm sorry, you guys spent $1 billion when Klopp was a manager,
Hmm.
right? But you had a manager that you trusted, and as a result, you guys were able to rebuild Liverpool into a powerhouse that we know today, right?
Yeah.
What's going on with Arne Slot now? He won in the first season with the same squad that Klopp had, but now he's struggling after an influx of almost $600 million. So again, we're talking about when there is an imbalance, like your manager can overperform, but at a certain point, your ownership and your management have to be in communication with one another. And when it pertains to Manchester United, they've been one of the more poorly ran top six clubs in the entire league since Fergie's left. Zero structure, strategy, zero plans in step, signing players that managers don't want, bringing in toxic players into the situation, holding on to players way too long, not playing enough of the young guys, playing too much of the young guys, playing players out of position, and just ultimately just zero identity as it pertains to who the Manchester Red Devils are. So again, who
Which
do
is
they?
insane because there's so much club history there.
There
It's an
is.
it's embarrassing almost.
I mean, it's not almost embarrassing. It is embarrassing. It's not almost. It is. I think for me personally, I mean, there's a lot of great options. You mentioned Xavi. Luis Enrique from PSG announced, I believe, this morning that this might be his last year at PSG and that he's ready for a new challenge this upcoming summer. Hey, my
Hey,
brother, come to death row. A new challenge. If you want a challenge, brother.
Gareth, there's Gareth Southgate,
No, they don't want Gareth Southgate. Gareth Southgate to me is not. No, let's just not even do this.
Michael
I
Carrick.
actually Michael Carrick is a really good shout. He's done really good in championship. I think me personally, all my Manchester United fans hated me for this, but I'm gonna say it again. I honestly think they need to bring Ole back.
Hmm.
I honestly think that when Ole was the manager before they brought back Cristiano Ronaldo, that is when Manchester United was playing their best football objectively. There
Yeah.
was an identity, there was a pace, the defense was there, and I think that the players that they have now, because it's not 100% a players issue anymore. Manchester United has brought Bomo from Brentford. He's really good. They brought in Mateus Cunha. He's pretty good. Benjamin Sesko, on paper is good, but we have yet to see it. Bruno Fernandez is still really good, especially when he's not playing the 10. Kobe Menu has promise. Casemiro's trying to make the Brazilian national team, so he's motivated. Aiden Heaven is a 19-year-old center back who's really, really good. Lenny Yoro has promise, but he needs to be disciplined a little bit more. Mazwari is not bad. Dallas should be a backup, but he's an okay, serviceable wing back. Luke Shaw should be a backup, but he's fine. Lisandro Martinez is good. I'm naming all these players just to say that there are players on this team that are objectively good that if put in the right positions and bought into a system with a manager that actually knows how to manage them, I think I think Manchester United has no business not being a top five team in the EPL. And I think Ole could be the guy to do it. He had done it before.
Hmm.
And I think this roster has much less personality issues than it had when he was first leading this team. And I just think they should go for round two. They say sometimes the sequel is not as good as the first time, but I actually do
Hey,
think Ole did not get a fair shake. But that's just me.
I think it's a good thing. I think for me the bigger question is I know it's been a huge thing for the Manchester United fans. Excuse me. For the Manchester United fans, but management, the Glazers, do they leave? Do they do less of a takeover, like less of a percentage of ownership, selling it? Like I because we can point at managers all day. It really kind of boils down to ownership to some extent. So it's like, what goes on there? If things don't change, then like, do things really change for Manchester United regardless of whoever goes in as a head coach position?
Yeah.
I don't
I mean,
know.
bro, that's what I was saying earlier. If their ownership
Listen,
doesn't change, nothing changes there.
mm-mm. Ole would be a good one. I would like to see a Xavi go in there. I would have loved if he went to like Liverpool. I think that would make more sense to me.
Nah, bro,
Uh,
he's gonna end up at Tottenham. He deserves to be at Tottenham. That's where he
that's
needs to go.
that's wild.
I said what I said.
That's wild. Um,
Or Crystal
and
Palace,
then
because what's his face is gonna be leaving Crystal Palace soon.
yeah.
Glasner wants to leave.
But I think a Xavi would be good. Ole would be great. I would love to see a round two with this team. Um, and then who else? Hey, you know what? Throw Enzo in there.
Enzo who? Enzo who? Not my Enzo.
He's not
Uh
your Enzo no more.
no, I'm gonna let you know though. I'm gonna let you know on something. I think Enzo's gonna be Pep's successor at Manchester City.
Really?
Pep's been saying for a few years that he's leaving City. I believe this is going to be his last season potentially. No one really knows if he's going to stay one more year. Every year he says he's leaving, he stays one more year, but I think this might be his last season. I know that they're rumored to be looking into potential replacements. He was already on a short list while being manager at Chelsea. Now that he's a free agent, he came up through the Pep tree. He's bald with a peppered beard. I think if there's anyone to continue Pep's great work, I think Enzo's the guy. I think the world of Enzo as a manager. So I would, if I was a betting man, I'm putting a lot of stock in Enzo being Pep's replacement.
That's a good one. That's a good prediction for the year.
You know, if I was Enzo, I would have looked at Manchester United anyhow. I'd want more stability. So
Yeah, bro.
he
And there's
remember he quit on Chelsea. Like, what would he do to Manchester, bro? He might burn the city down. I don't know.
he'll go to he'll just look at the training facility like, bro, what is this?
Son,
What is
son.
this Flintstone fucking what is this Flintstone, gym equipment, dog? Like, what is going on? Zlatan was not lying. Like
Listen, bro, it's spooky out here. Speaking of spooky things, AFCON's been going crazy. Just a really quick update.
Mhm.
Um, Cameroon looking good. Cameroon looking good. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, you were
Everybody,
you were you were talking your ish yesterday. You said you want Morocco.
I want Maroc. Je veux le Maroc. Bring me Maroc. We play Morocco on Friday. It's gonna be a big game. It might be the biggest game in the entire tournament. Morocco only has one star. They've only won one AFCON. Cameroon's won how many times? Mon frère. Well, we're the second biggest African team after Egypt. All right, so we're going for our sixth star. And every time that people don't believe in us is the year when we pull up. I'm not saying we're winning it all. All I'm saying is we look good. And that's what makes me happy after we look terrible in the World Cup qualifiers. Um, Big matches coming up also. You got Mali versus Senegal. Mali has yet to win a game. They just keep tying everything. So that's going to be an interesting game. Egypt and Nigeria have already qualified for the next round. They're waiting on their opponents. It's going to be, winners of Algeria versus Congo. At
They're
the
in
time,
the currently as of right now, they're in the 113th minute, still 0-0. So it might go to penalties.
and if they go to penalties, I'm going Congo. I'm calling it right now. We're recording in the time, so we're gonna sound dumb regardless of what we say. I'm gonna go Congo because they are penalty merchants.
He's African. He can say this.
Exactly. Penalty merchants. Ivory Coast versus Burkina Faso is the next game up today, so we won't have the result of that. I
Mm.
would imagine Ivory Coast wins that game. They're very, very good. I've already said I predicted the final to be Senegal versus Morocco. That was my prediction before the AFCON started. But Morocco is losing on Friday, so I'm gonna have to change that.
That's wild, bro.
Sorry, Samir.
That's
Sorry to my brother Samir, my brother Nabil. Sorry to y'all. It's been a great run. You guys are still, among the elite teams in Africa, but it's time for y'all to see what real elite African teams look like. You feel me?
Henri had Morocco as the dark horse of the World Cup.
As they should be. Morocco's a very, very good team. I mean, I think like favoritism aside, favoritism aside, Cameroon, I mean, not Cameroon, excuse me. Morocco and Senegal are head, shoulders, and knees above every other African nation, not only from a talent perspective, but also from the way that they play. They have a playing style that wins on an international level. And they were just really, really good. Morocco's really, really good. And they got even more young players coming up. Like Ibrahim Diaz is out of this world. All right.
Yeah.
Cote d'Ivoire is also really, really good. But they're not at the level that Senegal's playing at. Senegal's just every position. They have EPL starters as bench players on their team. That should let you know the caliber
The
of
caliber.
players
Yeah.
on the Senegalese national team. It's just absolutely ridiculous. But we're not going to be at the World Cup, but I'm actually been very encouraged by Cameroon in this World Cup. I think this is the most competent I've seen us look in about a decade. So I'm really sad we're not at the World Cup this year because I think we could have done some fun stuff, but it's been fun to see him at AFCON. So it's been a great tournament. It's been a lot of
Yeah.
wahala, but overall, I think it's showcased with honor what African football is all about. You know what I'm saying? Like it's
Good.
been a really good tournament.
One thing I haven't seen any of the AFCON stuff, unfortunately, just due to my schedule. But the one thing that I did catch was the I don't know what team it was, but they have that guy that like stands as a statue for like 90 minutes.
Congo.
And he's like
That's Congo.
he's committed, dog. Yeah. Literally, bro, just
Patrice Lumumba, bro. One of the most iconic African leaders of all time, murdered by his best friend. And as a result, Belgium and all the European powers still keep stealing minerals from the Congo.
crazy lore.
Free the Congo 2026. But yeah, Patrice Lumumba. If you don't know about him, Patrice Lumumba for me is one of my favorite African leaders of all time. And this fan honestly does really look like him, and he just stands there
That's
for the entire time.
crazy, bro. So he's probably there like just frozen in time right now.
Honestly, he probably is.
He probably is.
I wonder what colorful suit he has for this occasion.
Hey, we'll see. We'll cut the edit when we post this, and we'll see what he's wearing.
Absolutely. I want to close things off with some New Year resolutions. It is the new year. Every new year, everybody has some goals that they want to hit. So, I want to talk about some goals and New Year resolutions for some of our sports teams here in the Twin Cities. But first, I want to start with Don Eric. What are your New Year resolutions, man?
You keep aging me, dog. We gonna have problems.
God forbid you be a boss, bro.
Listen,
God
bro.
forbid. Jefe Garcia, bro. My
Jefe
bad.
Garcia. Oh, yeah, that's right. What are some of my New Year's resolutions? I want to be better at texting. I'm horrible at texting people back. You know,
Mm,
you know.
mm.
Sometimes
I'll be chasing this man down like, hey, yo, when that video coming up?
sometimes it's 1 to 2 business days. You feel me? Like it really is like that. So I'm trying to do better at that. I made it a goal this year that I want to be back at my normal weight of 180.
Mm.
Right now I'm at 232.
Okay,
Um,
okay, okay.
so I did that's my goal for the year. Mind you, last year I started at 255. So we're already making some progress. But yeah, that's want to do that. I want to be more present. I want to be more present with my family. That's a New Year resolution. I want to at least make time for my family and the people that I love. I feel like I've been so sucked into my work this last year that you kind of just time just goes by, you know. And with all the craziness going on here, it's always good to keep your family close. So,
No, absolutely. It's always
um,
F ice. It's always F ice, man.
yeah. And then I want to be consistent with my discipline. I think this is like for the first time these last 6 months I've been consistent discipline, whether it's gym routine, actually reading, you know, um, I want to be consistent with that. So I want to continue to be consistent.
Nah, for
Those are
sure.
my resolutions.
That's solid, bro. That's solid.
How about
Uh,
yourself?
for me, consistency is definitely one of it for me. I think I want to like just work on not just being consistent in the work that I do, both with the podcast, with my businesses that I'm building. I think this is the year that I absolutely want to launch Plugged. For those of you who have followed me for a long time, I'm building an app to really help, creators of color and professionals of color connect, but also like helping communities stay connected, not just professionally, but like events and knowing about things. So I'm just trying to get that into the world this year. Like that is my biggest thing is just doing the consistent, boring work that is required to get that over the top. And even with Vida and Deportes, this is more of another goal I have. Of just like I want to do a live show, man. I'm trying to do a live show of Puro Deportes. I've never done a live show before. I've been to a lot of live shows. I enjoy live shows, and I would love to get Puro Deportes out there. So when we eventually do announce something, I need you guys outside with us. So those are the
Facts.
big ones for me. And obviously we got the sports teams here locally have a lot of things going on. We talked about the Loons at the very top of the show and how Dane St. Clair is now in Miami. We flipped the calendar year. Now we got Drake in the sticks, not in the six. Robin Lord, who's one of our leading goal scorers of all time, is no longer on the team. There's been a lot of turnover. So starting with the Minnesota Loons, what should their New Year resolutions be heading into next season? They made it to the semifinals this year. A lot of turnover. It's possible, that our head coach might be getting poached by a European team as well. There's rumors of that. So,
Mhm.
what's good?
I think we need a solid three up front for sure. But one thing that I would like to see, because I feel like everyone's getting it, is we need some sort of international, like not major, but like notable, you know, like maybe not a Thomas Mueller, but maybe a Jokeres or like a
Not Jokic. That's
like or
crazy.
a player, a player of that caliber where it's they're notable, they're kind of on their end or not really popping off in Europe, but they would pop off here. We need someone notable. Um, I think to really add a little bit of weight to it. Not that that's what it needs to win, but I feel like it brings a sort of a culture to the team. Because obviously we're a good team. We've made playoffs twice. We're just missing some things, and I think having some sort of presence like that, or even like a veteran, bro, like a old, like give me a European veteran to come in and like really shake up the culture within the team. Um, but I would like to see that. I would like to see some sort of a kind of big signing that helps change the morale.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. Y'all can go check out a past episode that we had where we talked about some players that can come do it in a cold day in Minnesota.
That's right.
That was a good, really good podcast. I would say New Year's resolutions for the Minnesota Loons. I think it's just continuing to take yourself seriously. I feel like as a club, the Loons are one of the more respected clubs in the MLS.
Hmm.
We habitually make the playoffs. I think this year we made it to the semis, which is a big time. So I think this year is you got to start moving like a big club. So your New
Yep.
Year's resolution for this year is exactly like you said, moving as a big club. What does that look like for Minnesota? It means, you know, trying to
Spending a
make
little more.
spending a little bit more money, and ideally also keep holding on to your talent and not giving up mid-season. Like shout out to Taiwo, obviously, really happy for him, and in his move to Europe. I think that's what the MLS is all about
Yeah.
for the most part, is giving young players a chance to play in Europe and in front of an even bigger global audience. But at the same time, if you want to make it to the mountaintop, you got to have that leg up in negotiations and be like, yo, I'm gonna need you to close the season here. And I think that's the next step for us is like, how do you honor players' growth while also keeping the business first? And so New Year's resolutions is treating ourselves like a big club.
And I think kind of following in the footsteps of some of the other teams that we have. I mean, like again, like the Lynx, they have Big fee, you feel me?
Big Fish is gonna
Um,
be out for like
she's
six
gonna be.
months.
I know that's tough. That's really really tough. But shout out to her. Speedy recovery to her.
Yeah.
She's plotting. You feel me? I'm taking this as she's plotting for her move outside of the league. Um,
Ozzy Futt to Minnesota going. She is
you
gonna heal me. You feel me?
you feel me? But so like the Lynx have her. The Timberwolves have Anthony Edwards. Vikings have Justin Jefferson. Um, the Wild have the new guy that they picked up. I don't know what his name is because I don't follow,
When
but just know, hey, salute. But but the Lynx don't really have anyone, or not the Lynx. The Loon don't have anyone, So it's not that it takes one person to take you there, but it does change things a little bit, and you can build around that one person. Again, like every team has that, and I think um, we need that. I think we lack that, and I think starting there, spending more, and then keeping whoever your star player is what builds championships.
hey man, I'm gonna throw a name of a wash striker. Uh, that should come and we'll probably do numbers here. His contract just terminated in the Premier League. He was starting the last 10 games. I think he only had one goal. Callum Wilson from the West Ham Hammers. Bruv.
Come
Bruv.
home.
I know you can do it on a cold day in Stoke. I've seen it.
Oh, that's so
Come
funny.
doing it in a cold day in Minnesota, bro. Like that's the caliber we talk about. We're not even talking about, Pierre Emerick Aubameyang. I don't even want Aubameyang in Minnesota. Just come Wilson.
Hey,
Like,
low key,
no, we do not want Pierre. He's gonna quit on you like he quit on Gabon. We
nah,
don't
we
want
want
that.
it.
No,
We
we
want
don't.
it.
No, we
I kind of
don't.
want it.
Nah,
Just imagine, bro. He scores a goal and it's snowy and he hits that flip. Beautiful sight to see.
he gonna slip in the corner flag just so he can go home. Nah, I don't need it. Love you,
He's like, oh
Pierre.
no, now I gotta go.
There's a reason he's in Marseille. It's sunny over there. Second team we did talk about New Year resolutions. The Vikings have had a really strange season. We've talked about it a lot, but
Somehow
ultimately
we ended up
nine and
plus
eight
500.
plus
Hey,
500. JJ McCarthy is 6-4 as a starting quarterback, which is not bad for what I still consider to be a rookie
a
season
rookie.
for him. Um, JJ Justin Jefferson did eclipse his 1,000 yards, which was people were saying it was in jeopardy.
Do you,
Um,
you you called it? I didn't have
and
faith.
we were 4-2 in our division. So again, we had a strange but good season, but it feels weird because people still don't know what to think about Justin JJ McCarthy. People still don't know what's going to happen next. We missed out on the playoffs. 2026, what is the Minnesota Vikings New Year's resolution?
I would like to see a veteran quarterback compete with JJ.
Who compete with JJ or replace JJ? Because
No, compete with
because
JJ.
there's some rumors going on, bro. I
There's
mean,
two rumors going on. You feel me?
there's a little, what I'm saying, little put some stripes on here. Joe Burrow with a cigar.
And not only
Uh,
that,
there's some
there's Lamar
low.
Jackson.
He already looks good in purple.
He looks
Lamar,
great in
he
purple.
looks great in
Lamar
purple.
Jackson. Hey man, I'd run through a wall for that.
I'll run with him.
A Jackson Vikings jersey. Stop playing.
It would go triple platinum. I ain't gonna
It
lie to you.
would triple platinum.
Triple
Yo,
platinum for
triple
sure.
platinum in North Minneapolis, dog. You feel me? Like
Son,
moving, bro. Those jerseys would be moving, bro.
Purple Rain would have a brand new meaning.
You feel me, bro? Stop it, bro. Just
Yes, sir.
yo, I would like that. I'm also okay with Joe Burrow too, but I like the Lamar Jackson just because again, like it's he looks great in purple, looks good. I feel like he would bring something a different mentality to the culture, and JJ gets to learn something too at the same time. But I think with J after now experiencing the full season, right, I can make an assessment now on how I feel about JJ. I think time and time again, he's proved that he's very injury prone, and that's scary. That's very, very scary. Max Brosner is like he's there, but he's not there. Like if anything, Max Brosner is a Q2.
He's a Q3. I'm sorry. Max is a Q.
Really? You don't
He's
think
a
so? I think
he's a Q3.
I think he's a Q. I think he's a Q2. Give him some reps. Give him some preseason reps, bro. He's Q2. You feel me?
I think he needs time. I think he needs a lot of time. Max is raw. He's so raw. And not in the good sense. Raw and I need some time. I need some time
Yeah.
to grow into my own. I think he can be a quarterback that sticks around for a few years in the association,
Mm.
but there's still a lot of things to work on for him to get to Q2 level. Because Q2 means that I give you the ball and I can ideally win a few games while my main guy's out. I don't think Max has that in the locker.
It's tough. It's tough. I see the potential there, but I think he's a Q2.
Mm,
I think he's a Q2.
mm.
But it makes sense having him as a Q3. Um, Burrow's cool because I like the relationship that he has with JJ already or other JJ. But Lamar Jackson to me just feels right.
Yeah, yeah. I think for me,
We're
New. Go ahead.
we'll for sure see some big moves this offseason. But back to your question because we kind of diverted a little bit. What would I like to see from from them? For sure picking up a quarterback with some sort of, you know, accolade status, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah,
Um, veteranness.
with some
Um,
chutzpah.
you you feel me?
Yes, sir.
Um, and then keep Brian Flores. Keep Brian Flores.
Mhm.
Like
A Latino
whatever he
king.
whatever he wants, give it to him. Like we can't afford to lose that. Because I like respectfully, I don't think there's anyone that could replace his style of defense. Because if you get him on a scary team with a good defense, it's scary.
Yeah, I mean, look, Brian
And I don't
Flores.
want to be on the other side of that.
You love Brian Flores has been a top five defensive coordinator in the association. Some might argue the best for the better part of the last few years. And so I agree with you. New Year's resolution: keep Brian Flores as one. New Year's resolution number two: keep your main men healthy. Starting with JJ McCarthy.
Yep.
I like your New Year's resolution of bringing some vet presence at QB, whether that is moving JJ potentially for a star QB like Lamar or Joe, or just bringing in a really good number two in the
Mm.
event that JJ McCarthy just proves to just be injury prone for the rest of his career. This first year has shown that he's just an injury prone QB, but that can change. Different sport, but Steph Curry for his first 4 or 5 seasons in the league was injury prone, and now he's only getting injured now because he's getting older. Different sports, I know, but still, you can change that with the right diet, with the right exercising, and ideally just more protection. I would also say, as a New Year's resolution, to add something different, um, Quessy needs to figure out the draft. It is on him, and it's imperative on him to figure out the draft and to draft well. Dallas Turner was obviously a really good pick last year, and he finally turned it up towards the end of the season. But I think that we are roughly, I believe, like 40 million above the cap. So we are once again hitting the wall. Harrison Smith is going to be announcing his retirement at any point from now, so we're going to need some safeties. We might need some CBs. We definitely need some QB help, even if it's only a backup. Uh, our running backs aren't sold. We're not sold on our running back situation either.
This draft is crucial.
So you have to nail the draft, and I think whatever you got to do. I don't know if you got to go on a darkness retreat with Rudy Gobert. I don't know if you just got to bring in a consultant, hire a consultant for the draft season, but you just got to do something. So New Year's
You know what
resolution:
he needs to do?
nail the draft.
You know what he needs to do? He needs to go with the same monks that Wemby went to and just reset and recalibrate
Honestly, man,
because he needs it.
nah,
He
he
needs it.
nah, he does. He does. New Year's resolution: figure out the draft.
Figure out the draft, keep Brian Flores, and bring in a vet QB.
There we go. That's really easy. Real easy. Final one, and then we got to go. The Minnesota Timberwolves have proven to be a very good basketball team. All right. I believe they're 20, 21 and 13 or 22 and
Yeah,
13.
21-13.
Um, but they have work to do to become an elite basketball team. They're a very good basketball team, but they're not an elite basketball team. How do I know this? Well, they do not have a winning record against teams with winning records. So when you look at the Minnesota Timberwolves right now, and trade deadline is about a month away, playoffs is a few months away. Um, what what should the Minnesota Timberwolves resolution be for this year?
We need a point guard. We need a point guard. We need a replacement when Rudy's off the court. I take my words back. When Rudy playing, Rudy hooping. You feel me? I wanna formally apologize to the Rudy defenders. Um, because when he's not on the court, these men cannot defend. I'm sorry. Julius Randle, you are peeing me off. Like I'm I get so frustrated. Bro moves like he's wearing jeans. Like it's bad, bro. Like you feel me? Like
Yeah.
so we like again like and I think a good example of who's done it really great is the Nuggets. When Jokic is off the court, you got other big European Valanciunas, is that his name?
Yeah, Valanciunas, yeah.
Going crazy. That's
Yeah.
literally it's Bulbasaur, Jokic, like just old and rugged. So like we need something
I'm
like that.
dead.
We need
Yeah.
something like that because if you're not putting in your rookies, who you originally drafted to be that position, then you gotta figure something out because we get killed.
Oh yeah, it's stuff out there. I mean, you took the words out of my mouth, man. You need a point guard. You need a backup big, and I think honestly, at least for the backup big, New Year's resolution. Um, to my boy Johan Beringer, free him, play
Step it
him,
up.
play him. I don't care if he fouls out in the first 5 minutes. Play
He needs
him
the
in
experience.
real NBA basketball games, even if you only have him in there against second stringers. I don't care.
That's
Play
fine.
him. You lose. You lose more by not playing him than you do with him playing there. You have
Hmm.
good basketball players on this team, but you need to play him. So
It's gonna
that's
be a
number one.
situation. It's gonna be a situation where you bench him for too long. He just becomes too washed when he actually gets minutes. I mean, we were starting to see that with Rob Dillingham. We benched him a good chunk, and now that he's getting minutes, he's not really showing out. It does something to their confidence, but again, their tools aren't sharpened. And it really puts him on the spot, which in reality, he could just be washed because he just hasn't played any real minutes. Um, but it makes it seem like he's bad.
Absolutely. And the final New Year's resolution, you talked about getting a guard. I would be huge on trying to figure out if I can get a star guard or a combo guard or something at point,
Hmm.
even if it means getting rid of Julius. But I think more importantly, on top of that, is New Year's resolution, how to increase bench scoring, right? Increase bench scoring, and you will have already improved our margins of winnability when it comes
Yeah.
to playoff times. Our bench is just way too thin. Last year, we truly had a deep bench. Out to Nikhil, we miss you. You've been balling out. We were hoping Terrence Shannon would be that guy to replace you. He hasn't been. Dante's starting. Otherwise, Dante would be taking that Nikhil role, right? So maybe there's a
Mhm.
world in which you trade for a starting point guard on like Kobe White or something like that, and Dante can go back to being off the bench and problem solved, right?
Hmm.
But New Year's resolution: figure out your bench scoring, get your backup big man, and let's figure out that guard position because if we think we're going to win a championship this year as the team is
Mm-mm.
currently constructed, that we are all lying to
Absolutely not.
ourselves.
Absolutely not. If anything, like we are, first round exit, I think is how I'm looking at it. But Spurs are looking nice. Thunder are kind of losing a little bit of the groove, which means that like we need to take advantage of that momentum. Nuggets are looking great. Rockets are looking scary. Um,
Yeah, the Spurs are second in the West. Wemby's
mhm.
injured again, but The Spurs are second in the West, and they're a very good young team. So the season to win is now and next year, and so they got to just figure it out and choose the best route to get us there. That's all it is.
Hey, take me there, five.
Take me there, five. Hey yo, this is the first episode of 2026. You've been tuning into Puro Deportes, brought to you by Vida y Deportes. Yo, Senor Eric, when can folks show you some love at, man?
You can follow me on Instagram at NOTBSMNTPAPI.
You can follow me at the Jeff Bissoy, TheJeffFBissoy. Make sure you follow the podcast, Puro Deportes Pod, on Instagram. We're on TikTok. We are on Twitter. Make sure to follow Vida y Deportes as well. We're gonna get some new
Shout out Vida
content going
Deportes.
out. Shout out to Vida y Deportes. Shout out Don and Henry. And happy New Year to all of you. Blessings to you. Blessings to your family. That may your New Year's resolution be off to an amazing start. So catch you guys next week. Peace.